What we're going to do here is learn how to program your robot to move forward um, and then do other movements uh, that are allowable through your LEGO Mindstorms NXT programming software. So when you first open up LEGO Mindstorms Education NXT programming, this is what you'll see. Now I'm going to skip ahead because what I'm actually using is a program that was created on YouTube. So on the top left hand side, you're going to look for this. This is the create new program file. So this will pop up. It says untitled 3 years. Will probably pop up untitled 1 because it's your first program being created. Now, what you have is an open screen, blank screen. You won't be able to do anything with your robot until you use the functions on the left hand side here. So the one we're going to start with is the basic move function, but as you'll see, we're going to run through 3 different tabs on the very bottom. The first one is the common palette. This provides us the ability to allow it to move forward, backward, turn left, turn right, and change the speed and the distance that it's going to move. This guy here allows you to create recordings in case, say you want your robot to do something flashy like, say, haha, accomplished, I've achieved this mission. But we'll move forward. Shortly you're going to see what each of these palettes looks like. Never mind this message for the moment. Alright, so again, the move palette, loop, switch. This is a more advanced palette, which allows you to do more advanced options with your robot, which we're not going to get into till maybe a little bit later down the line. But again, for the moment, move palette. So what you need to do is click and drag this palette. This is the basic move. Right? Click and drag it down to attach with this function. Now, what you see here, I'm going to move forward a little bit, are ports. Now, what this guy is doing is deselecting B and clicking A. Now, we have A, B, and C ports. What you'll notice on your robot is that it has 3 letters attached to chords, right? The little chord inputs. These inputs then attach to the motors, which you have already seen because you've now built your robot. This guy has his motors attached to port A and port C, which allow him to control the motors attached to the A and C, which he has his wheels on. So he's deselecting B because he doesn't have anything attached to port B, and reattaching it to A. So he's selecting A. Down here it says duration. Now duration is the direction. The up arrow means that the wheels are going to move forward. The down arrow means the wheels are going to move backwards. And over here, which you can barely see, is just like a little minus sign. That's a dash. That means that the motors are going to stop. Moving forward. Not direction, duration. Now what he's showing here is power. You'll see this on your program as well. So we're going to keep our power at 75. What this means is that if we were to click this scale and move it all the way to the right, it'd be at 100. That means 100% power. The motors that are attached to the wheels, hooked up to your robot, are moving at the highest rate that they possibly can. Now if we moved it all the way down here, the motors would be moving at a power of 0%, or 1%, maybe it's as low as it goes, as slowly or as weak as it possibly can. We want to keep it at between 50 and 75, because the higher we move it, the faster your robot will move. However, the less precise its movements are going to be. See? As you can see, he's showing us that we can go all the way up to 100% power capacity, but he's leaving it at 75-ish, right? 74. Now duration. This is another important one. Duration means how long it's going to run, right? Right now it's set at 1. And it's set at 1 rotations. That means the wheels are going to rotate 1 time. Now we can, if we click on rotations, it'll give you a list of options. It will also give you degrees, which means that your wheels can spin, because they're circles, a certain number of degrees. Right? You can also notice that you can select this 1 and change it. You can change it to 2, which means at the moment it would be 2 rotations. Oh, moving up, there we go. 2 rotations. But for now we're going to keep it at 1 rotation just to show that we can prove. Now I'm going to scroll back here because what he did is actually showed us exactly what I was talking about just now. A little further, a little further. Let's see. So these are the options. Unlimited degrees. Now if you were to go unlimited, if you were going to select unlimited here, that means your wheels are just going to spin forever. Degrees, again, we can choose. We know how many degrees we need our wheels to spin, rotations, and seconds. We can also allow it to run a certain amount of seconds. Now, we're not going to move endlessly, but I want you to try out having your robot move forward 1 rotation. I want you to measure that distance. Right? You should have rulers already on your tables and should be ready to measure how far it goes forward with just 1 rotation. Before we go into finding out how long it's going to, or no, then I want you to consider if it moves this distance with 1 rotation, how far forward do you think it's going to move with 2 rotations? Try that.